So today the theme of our yoga class will be Manipura, which is the third chakra, and it has to do with the solar plexus. And I have a beautiful quote from a book just published by a friend of mine, Sonia Greco, uh, and it's a poetry book. And one of the epigraphs is Hannah Arendt from The Human Condition, which was published, I think, in the late 1940s, 1950s. And the quote is, "The new beginning inherent in birth can make itself felt in the world only because the newcomer possesses the capacity of beginning something anew, that is, of acting." So we're going to think today about, and not just think, but we're going to feel it in our body, that capacity for a new beginning and for action. And the beautiful Manipura chakra, which is right here, allows us to burn our way through difficult situations, take purposeful action, and align with our inner power, according to one of the commentators on this chakra. So the element here is fire. And we're going to begin with Kapalabhati breath, which is skull, radiant skull, the meaning of Kapalabhati, or it can be a breath of fire. And I'm just sitting cross-legged here in lotus, but you can sit however you like. I recommend you just put your hands on your knees, and we're going to do a few regular inhalations, and then we're going to do this breath of fire. And the breath of fire has to do with I'll just demonstrate it for you. I'm just going to inhale regularly and exhale. I'm going to inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And when I exhale, I'm exhaling out my nose quickly. And I'm going to feel my solar plexus come into to my spine as I go. So you can put your hands here and just feel it go. That's the Kleenex. So here we go. So we'll just do a few inhalations, and then we'll do the Kapalabhati breath, and we'll do a round, and I will direct you in terms of how many breaths to take. So we're going to inhale, and we can inhale through our belly, our chest, and then exhale. Inhale into our belly and our chest, and then we're going to exhale. And the last time we're going to inhale and put our hands on our knees and feel our solar plexus move to our spine, and exhale through our nose. Okay, now we're going to inhale deeply and exhale completely. Inhale deeply and exhale completely. And once again, we're going to do the rapid breathing, the Kapalabhati breath, where the sound is on the exhalation. So here we go. Inhale, exhale. And inhale completely. and exhale. And inhale completely and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Okay, we can just maybe move our head from side to side, rotate our head from one side to the other, lift our shoulders up and roll them around, lift our shoulders up and roll them back, lift our shoulders up and roll them forward, shoulders up and roll them forward. And now we're going to just unwind and go into a plank position. And this is, we're interested in our core, our solar plexus, making some fire. So we're just going to hold plank. If you feel the plank is too much, just put your knees on the ground and just hold it like this. So we're going to hold plank for a couple of minutes. So we're just inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And whenever you're tired, just put your knees down. You can go back into child's position, child's pose. You might be getting a little bit shaky, and that's okay. If you feel any pain, come out of it. Okay, and now we're going to just move back into downward dog, push it in with our hands, lift our hips up, and go back into downward dog. And since this is the first downward dog, we can pedal our feet out a bit here. We can stretch our toes out to give them a nice morning stretch. We can stand on our tippy toes and bend our knees, and then lift our hips up and put our heels down. Just do whatever you like here, just to keep your body stretching a little bit, awakening up at the beginning of our practice. Okay, now we're going to move back into plank. And back into downward dog. And then we're going to go into child's pose and just take a few breaths here. We can stretch our arms out in front of us. We can walk our arms to the right, over our right leg. All the time we're taking quite deep breaths. And back to the center. Over to the left. And back to the center. And then we're coming up into downward dog. And once again, in downward dog, it's a very active pose. We're pressing into our hands, pressing into our toe mounds, pressing towards our heels. Our legs are straight, and our hips, our tailbone is moving up. Our thighs are moving back. We shouldn't feel any strain in our back. Our upper arms are rolling out, and our head is relaxed. We're just inhaling and exhaling here.
And we can lift our right leg up and bend our knee, drop our foot to our behind, and just hold here, trying to maintain equal weight on your arms, both hands on the floor, and then stretch that leg up and put it down. Stand on your tiptoes and then lift the other leg up, bend the knee, drop it down, feel the opening in the front of your hip, feel the weight on your hands equal. Stretch that leg up, down, back into downward dog with your heels moving towards the floor. And then let's lift our right leg up and then bend our knee and bring it forward. Our left leg forward. So we're in a forward fold here, just hanging suspended. And now we're going to come up with our arms outstretched, inhaling, looking up, a little back bend, and then down. We can roll our shoulders back and feel really as though we're finally have arrived in our body here. You can shake your arms out. Give it a really good shake. This is supposed to be very good for your adrenal glands. It's a good shake in the morning, just livening everything up. Okay, now we're going to do 3 sun salutations, more or less, and some variations. So I'll just give you some direction at the beginning here. So we're going to inhale, arms up, look up, exhale, forward fold, halfway lift, a little bit of a back bend here, forward fold, right leg back, knee to the ground, inhale, looking up, exhaling, hands to the ground, plank, exhaling, the floor and up into upward dog or a cobra, back, exhaling into downward dog. Inhaling and exhaling here, a few breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Now right leg forward, left leg forward, forward fold, then all the way up. Look up, inhaling and exhaling into Tadasana. And we'll do the other foot now. Inhale, look up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg back, knee to the ground. Exhale into plank, and then down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, and then up with an inhalation into upward dog or cobra. Back into downward dog, inhaling and exhaling a few breaths here. Left leg forward, right leg forward, forward bend. Then inhale all the way up, looking up, exhaling. Good. Okay, inhale, arms up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, and forward fold. Inhale, right leg back, exhale, plank, all the way down. Inhale, upward dog, exhale, downward dog. Right leg forward, forward fold, up and down. Inhale, look up, and then stand into Tadasana.
Okay, we're going to put the left leg back this time. Inhale, exhale, a bit faster. Halfway lift, exhale. Left leg back, knee to the ground. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, plank and chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale. And then a few breaths in downward dog. Inhale, one leg forward and then the other. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, plank, then chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra. Exhale into downward dog. We'll take a couple of breaths here. Exhaling and inhaling, feeling the strength and the energy in your hands and your feet as your hips move up and you imagine that there is a beautiful diagonal between your head and your tailbone and the upper corner of the room. And we're inhaling and exhaling. Now we're going to bring our right leg forward, our left leg forward, forward fold. Inhale up and then down. Okay, so I hope we're getting warm here. We're supposed to be getting hot. This is the point of this exercise. Okay, left leg now. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale to the ground. Left leg back, knee to the ground. Inhale up, exhale, plank, chaturanga, and then inhale into upward dog or cobra, and then back into downward dog. This time we're going to come right back, left leg forward, right leg forward, fold over, and then all the way up. Inhaling, looking up, exhaling in Tadasana. Okay, so I think right now we'll just do some standing postures because we're really warmed up. And well, maybe before we do that, just to get a bit centered, we'll do a little tree pose. And I'm not very good at balance at this point in my life, so I just am learning to live with this. I'm just not very good at balancing, but I'm practicing. And I have one of these Bosu balls that I recommend that I got that is wiggles. So I'm working on that to try and help with my balance. And one of my teachers said she stands in tree pose while she does the dishes, but I would never get any dishes done if I had to stand in tree pose. So I prefer the Bosu ball, but anyway. Okay, so we're going to stand here, put our hands on our hips, and we're going to lift our right leg up, and then we're going to move it to the side, and then we're going to move it to the back, and then we're going to move it to the front, side, back, front, side, back. And we're going to bring it forward, and we're just going to put it, you can put it on your shin if you like. You can put it on your knee because unless you have an injured knee, you're definitely not going to hurt your knee doing this, even though we've always said don't put it on your knee. Biomechanics says that's not true anymore. So I put it here with my hand, which you're really not supposed to do. You're not supposed to use your hand, but I do. And then I'm just going to use my, my wall to steady me, and prayer pose. Now, you can also, you need a drishti, that is a focal point, in front of you, which helps you focus. And you need to really press into the bottom foot. And then you can bring your arms up. And now arms down, and you can lower your leg. Now, in this case, I'm standing on my right foot this time, and I'm going to do the same thing just to open up my hips a bit. So forward, side, back, forward, side, back. And one more time, forward, side, back. And put your foot wherever you like. And I'm going to put it on my upper thigh. And I'm a little bit better on this side, on my right foot. I had broke both my ankles and my left is a bit wobbly. So I'm going to put my hands in prayer position here. And you want to feel a tightening in your thigh here. And try and maintain some kind of verticality. I think I'm leaning like the Tower of Pisa. But anyway, and you can lift your hands up. Once again, you've got the drishti focal point that helps you locate yourself. And you're breathing regularly, more or less. Oops, and you can fall out. And if you fall out, you can just come right back up. There's no way to fail in yoga, only many ways to begin again and to take action. Okay, here we are again. And when you're ready, you can just come down. Good. And just wiggle out your thighs. Do a little hula hooping here, one way and then the other. Okay, good. All right. So we're going to do just a few standing poses. And I started with Iyengar, so I always do my spreading of the toes. So here are the spreading of the toes and grounding the feet. So I'm not very good with this camera. There, okay. So we'll just move our legs out 3 or 4 feet apart. And we're going to turn our right foot forward. And our left foot is on the diagonal. Now all our bodies are different. So you want them to be directly behind your right foot. But the angle might be a little bit different depending on your body. And we're going to open our arms out here and bend our front knee and come down. And you're breathing regularly here, easily, just feeling the energy. You want to feel your thighs opening, moving in opposite directions. Your back leg is straight. This should be 45 degrees. And you're lifting up as though you have a little someone holding onto the hairs, the tip-top hairs of your scalp. And we're really feeling the energy moving out. And we can drop down a bit if you have more energy, or lift up. At the same time you're dropping down, you're lifting up. And now we're going to move forward, stretching forward, out, and then dropping down. Now you can put your hand on your forearm on your thigh, or you can put a block behind you here, or you can put your hand on the floor here, and then drop your arm over so that you're on a lovely diagonal. And you're really feeling between your lower ribs and your hip, you're feeling there's a little thread there so that you're lengthening both sides of your torso, and you're feeling the outer edge of your back foot on the floor. And we're rotating our chest upward as we're here breathing steadily and with great consciousness of our beautiful solar plexus, which has been heated up. Okay, now we're going to lift up, and turn in the opposite direction, pressing down into our front knee, back into the outer edge of our back foot, and lifting up. And now we're going to, once again, extend out, and we can just drop our hands down to our thigh and lift our upper arm over our ear. And once again, we have that diagonal. We're trying to move our chest towards the ceiling. That's the ideal. Breathing here. And we'll come up and straighten both our legs. Our arms are out. And we're putting our feet are facing the front of the mat. And we're just going to put our hands on that lovely hip crevice here and tip forward. And you can wiggle your feet out a little bit more if you need to, and put your hands on the ground. Now, if you need to, you can put blocks here, and that's perfectly fine. And this might be as far as you go, or you might want to go down and reach your arms out, stretch them out in front of you, and just feel that beautiful stretch. And you'll feel, you want to feel your knees are not locked, but they're straight. Your legs are straight, and you can lift your tailbone up, or your tailbone up, and that helps really straighten your legs. And you can walk your hands towards the right, and if you like, you can hold on to your ankle, and you can use your elbows to bring you down towards your leg. Or you can just rest on the floor. And anytime you can come out of this. And once again, we're going to walk over to the left, and you can just leave your hands on the floor if you like, or you can hold on to your ankle and use your elbows to draw yourself down towards your leg. And now we're going to come back to the center with our legs out. And now we're going to bring our hands back so that they're really underneath our torso. Our hands are flat on the floor. The fingers are facing forward, and we're bending our elbows, and we're just lowering down. Now, you don't have to lower down very much, and I can't do this, but I just want you to know that this is a really interesting entrance into a headstand, because if you can get your head like this and have your hands like this, you're really in a tripod position. And then if you're, I could do this when I was 30, then you can just lift your legs up and stand on your head. It's kind of amazing. Anyway, that seems beyond me now, but I like the memory of it. Okay, now we can just wiggle our feet in here and then lift ourselves up. Good. Okay, we're going to do a pyramid pose here. So we're going to face the front of our mat, and we're going to just bring our left leg back just about 2 or 3 feet. It's a shorter length than the warrior pose. And we're going to once again put our hands on our hips and bend forward, straight back. And when we get down as far as we can with the straight back, we're just going to fold over, and we can put our hands on blocks here, and we're just going to rest here. Our knees are very active. Our feet are very actively pressing into the ground. We're trying to maintain the weight evenly between the front and the back. That's quite a difficult thing. And we may feel a bit of a stretch in our hamstring in the front leg, especially. And that's okay. Now we're going to, you can either have a block here, or you can put your hand on the floor. I've got my right leg in the front, and my left hand is right beside my right foot. And I'm just going to do a bit of a revolved triangle here. And so I'm leaving that hand on the ground. I've got one hand, the upper hand on the sacrum, but now I'm going to lift it up.
and really feel the work of trying to turn my torso towards the back of the room. And the tendency is to want to lift the back heel up or to bend the back knee, but we're really working to keep those legs strong and straight, and we're breathing here. We'll just take a few breaths. And now we're going to revolve back, and we can rotate back up here. So that's not an easy pose, but it's a good one. It's a nice twist. So we can just revolve our feet around again. It's 2 to 3 feet apart. We're back into doing the pyramid. In this case, I'm moving towards the left leg in the front, and I'm just tipping forward with the hips, with a straight back, and moving as far down as I can. And now I'm dropping my hands to the ground, and I'm just going to put my right hand here. Now I'm going to get a block because I'm not symmetrical, and this is much harder for me. So I'm going to just use a block here, and I'm tipped forward, my legs are straight, and I'm revolving into this revolved triangle. And my chest is looking towards the back. I'm straight, keeping my legs straight. I'm feeling the energy of my tailbones moving up. And while the feet are planted in the ground, there's a lot of energy in the leg that's moving backwards and up. And we should have a lengthy, extended torso as well. We're just going to take a few quiet breaths here. And once again, we're going to rotate up and back with our arms outstretched. And we can go move back into Tadasana. All right. Now, we can also we might as well do this because it's quite a lot of fun. And I'm going to use my 2 blocks here. And I'm just going to put my legs out. And I'm going to stand by the wall here just because I'm very tippy. And I hold on to my blocks, but you can put them in front of you. And we're going to move into Warrior 3 here. So we're just going to, once again, tip forward. And then we're going to come up. And we're going to tip forward. And we're going to lift our back leg up. And then we're going to come back and put it down. We're going to lift our back leg up. And then we're going to come back and put it down. Lift our back leg up. And now we're going to just stay here if we can. Now, it's tricky, but you'll feel the energy moving out your back foot. And I'm going to try and maintain my balance here in prayer position. Now I'm going to bend the front foot and come back and stand up. And then I'm going to do it in the other direction. Now you can do it on your mat. I find it much easier to do it on a solid floor. So you can decide what you want to do. So we'll just try that again. I'm going to put the, okay. So I've just got, oops, this foot forward. No, this foot forward, I guess. Anyway, okay. So I've got one foot forward, the other back. I'm going to go forward, and I'm just going to tip up. I'm going to drop the leg down, tip up, drop the leg down, tip up, drop the leg down. I think I actually did the other leg, so here we go. And then I'm going to try and maintain myself here, which is more difficult on this side, but okay.
And bend the front knee and come back. And come back into Jasana. Good. Alrighty. So now we are going to, I invite you all to go down to the ground. You can go down however you like. And you'll want to take your belt with you. And some of you may want to sit on a height. I use this little cushion just to keep my my buttocks off the ground so that the tilt of my body helps me move forward. So we're sitting in Dandasana here, and we can put our belt around our feet here and feel our toes coming back. We want to feel as though we're actually standing on a floor, so that our feet our toe pads and our heels are evenly distributed. And we can hang on to this and just sit up straight and then move forward with a straight back here as far as you can. And then rest here with a straight back. It may be that you're not going forward very much. I can't really go forward very much with a straight back. And then we're going to round over, and you can hold on to the strap, continue holding on to the strap, the outer edge of your feet or your toes, and you can round over and rest. We're inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. And with each exhalation, you might find that your body can move a little bit closer to your legs. Now we're going to come up, and we can extend our legs out. And once again, we can put our belt around one foot. And here we're going to do a little bit of a turn, a twist here, so that we're actually locating our torso. Our chest is facing our foot here. And we're going to, once again, move down with a straight back as far as we can. And then we're going to fold over our foot as far as we can. Inhaling and exhaling. We're feeling our solar plexus really enveloped by our torso. And it's holding all the heat in, giving us a lot of strength to be confident, to be directed, self-directed, to have some certainty. And to begin a new day. And now we're going to come up, and we can put our belt around the other foot. And once again, we're turning our torso, feeling ourselves lifted up, and we're folding over this leg. Now, we all know that we have asymmetrical bodies, so this one might be a bit trickier. You want to press out through your heels and breathe. Make sure you're breathing here. Inhaling and exhaling. And holding the pose helps you develop a little bit of a deeper relationship with the pose, but you don't want to feel any pain here, just a challenge. And now we can come up, And we can bring our feet together and just sit with our feet together here and in a butterfly, otherwise known as something else. I can't remember. And this helps us open up our groin a little bit, but we want to have a nice long spine. Good. We're going to extend our feet out and lift our right leg up. We're doing a twist. You can have a half twist if you like and leave this leg out, extend it out, or you can fold the bottom leg in so your foot is near your buttock, and lift if you have your right leg in front, you'll want to lift your left arm up and press in to the ground behind you with your right arm to lift you up. As you lift up and turn from the bottom of your torso to the back, you are going to catch your arm on your leg, or you can hold on to your front leg with your arm and you're turning towards the back, pressing into the backhand to lift you up. And you really feel a lovely twist here and the opening in your body. So you can breathe deeply, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. And now we're going to turn around and do it on the opposite side. So we can extend our legs out again, lift our left leg up, foot beside the right thigh on the outside of the thigh, bending the right foot in, right arm up. And we feel the turning to the back from the bottom of our torso all the way around. And then we can catch our arm or hold on to our leg, whichever you prefer. And we're lifting up, lifting our head up. And I'm slowing my breath down a bit. And turning back around to the front. Now, we're going to move onto our mat here, and we're going to do a boat pose. And this is a very good one for your solar plexus and your Manipura chakra. It will really get it heated up, and it's related to, if you've ever done Pilates has all these great core exercises. So the boat pose, Navasana, is related to that. All right, so we're just got our knees bent here, and our hands are on our knee, or I'm just going to raise them up and have my palms facing each other. My spine is supposed to be straight. And I'm just going to lift my right leg up and then touch my toe. Right leg up, touch my toe. Right leg up, touch my toe. And then my left leg up, touch my toe. Left leg up, toe down. Left leg up. And then the right leg and the left leg. The right leg and the left leg. And then eventually, we're going to lift both of our legs up and stretch them out. You can hold onto your thighs, or you can extend your arms out. And you're just going to stay here for a few moments. I find I get cramps in my feet. So anyway, there you go. Oh, but it's quite demanding. And you shouldn't feel pain in your lower back. If you do, you need to come down. I'm just going to stay here for a few more minutes, breathing, inhaling and exhaling. And now I'm going to lower down because I can, and it's horrible. And I'm just keeping my body just hovering like Houdini over the floor for a few more seconds. And now I'm going to come all the way down. Good. All right, you can lift up your hips and drop them down and roll your spine around just to relieve any of the stress in your body. You can windshield wipe your legs side to side and feel a beautiful relaxation descend. Now we're going to do a bridge pose, which is going to give you a bit of oppositional energy, and yoga is all about beautiful oppositions. So we're going to press our feet in with our knees bent and our sacrum on the floor. We're going to press our feet in to the ground and lift our tailbone up and just roll it up a little bit and then roll it back down. And then roll our tailbone up and then roll it back down. And we're just inhaling up and then exhaling down. And on this one, you can hold on to the edges of the mat with your hand, or you can clasp your hands underneath you and roll your shoulders underneath you. But this time we're going to come all the way up into the bridge. So here we go. We're inhaling and exhaling, and then inhaling as we come up and roll our shoulders underneath us, press our feet into the ground, press our shoulders into the ground, and feel our chest and our pelvis moving up. Our knees are moving towards the opposite wall. And we're pressing our feet in to give us some more energy. And we'll just hold it here. You cannot move your neck here. It's really counterindicated. So press into the ground with your feet and then extend your arms out and roll slowly down. We're going to do that one more time. So press into your feet, roll your pelvis up, your chest up, clasp your hands at the side of the mat, and press into your feet. And we're just breathing into this beautiful open chest and feeling the energy moving in through our body, feeling the heat. Just give ourselves so much energy this morning. Pressing into the ground, pelvis up, chest up, and we're going to lift one knee up and stretch our foot up, and then bend the knee and put it down. Lift one knee up, stretch up, bend the knee, and put it down. Press our feet into the floor. One last time, we're pushing up, and then we're rolling down, exhaling. Oh. And you can bring your knees into your chest, and you can roll back and forth. You can hold on to the outer edges of your feet in the happy baby pose, and just revel in the pleasure of having really made your body into what it should be. That is a lively, dynamic, fleshy entity. All right. So we can put our feet on the ground here. You might want to simply drop your knees to one side and open your arms up out to the side and look to the other hand. So you're doing a bit of a supine twist. And you're inhaling and exhaling here. And then you're going to lift your legs up, your knees up, and then drop them to the other side and look to the other side. And this time, you're going to put your knees up again, and then you're going to shift your hips to one side, drop your knees to the other side, and I'm going to lift one leg up and hook it underneath my thigh, just to give a little more emphasis on the twist. So this might be too much for you, in which case just drop your legs down, and you're going to look to the other side of the room. And in this case, the arm that's on my knee side, I'm going to use it like the second hand of a clock and move it back and forth around. And then I'm going to move it back. And then I'm going to use the other arm, the arm that's on the opposite side of the knees. I'm going to use as a second hand. And now it may be that your shoulder's stiff, in which case just lift your arm off the floor. If it's painful, you don't want to cause yourself pain, and then put it down where you can. If it's just a little bit knotty, then you can just leave it there for a moment because it might help it work itself out. You don't want any pain. And we're just moving our arm around we're moving it around as though we're just a very lazy clock and we have all the time in the world. We're moving backwards and forwards. And we're inhaling and exhaling here. And this time we're going to just unhook our legs and put our hips back to the center with our knees and our feet on the ground. And we can lift in this case, I'm lifting my left leg up, hooking it over my right, and then lifting my hips up and dropping my knees to the ground. So I've got a little bit of an added twist here. And I'm stretching both arms out, and I'm going to go back to my very lazy clock. It's a little time machine moving back and forth through time. And now we're going to shift our hips back, and we can just once again bring our knees in and give ourselves a little hug. We're going to stretch our legs out. I have a block here near me, and I'm going to put a little block underneath my sacrum, which is the flat part of your spine, just to give myself a little bit of a back bend here. And you don't want any pain here, but it can be very helpful to open up your back a little bit. And then I'm just going to stretch out here. You can leave your feet bent if you like, or you can stretch them out long. You can put it on the lowest level, or you don't have to have a block here at all. You can just lay on the ground and rest in corpse pose here. I'm just going to have a little bit of a back bend here just for a stretch. And I'm pressing out through my feet here a little bit, just to give myself a little more energy. My shoulders are on the ground, my arms are on the ground. And I'm just inhaling and exhaling. And now I'm just going to put my feet on the ground and remove that block and roll down onto my back body. And we're just going to do a little bit of a body scan here to see how we're doing in our body. We're going to wiggle our toes and point them. And then we're going to press out through our heels. We're going to rotate our ankles a bit, one way and then another. And then we're going to drop our feet down. We're going to squeeze our fingers together and do a fist. Then we're going to open them out wide. We're going to squeeze our fingers into a fist, open them out wide, fist, stretching wide, and then we're going to roll our wrists around, our hands around and our wrists one way, and then we're going to roll them around the other. Good. Now we're going to stretch our one leg out and point our foot, and then we're going to drop it down. Stretch our other leg out, point our foot, and then drop it down. We're going to lift our hips up and then drop them down. We're going to wiggle our bottom on the floor and then just rest. We're going to lift our shoulders up to our ears and then down towards our feet, shoulders up towards our ears, down towards our feet, up and down, and then we're going to drop our shoulders down. We're going to lift our arms up and stretch our arms straight above our head, and then we're going to bring them back down straight and then drop them to the ground beside us. We're going to roll our head from side to side, and then we're going to put our head on the ground gently. We're going to feel our tongue drop into our lower jaw. We're going to feel the skin on our forehead relax. We're going to feel the skin on our skull relax. We're going to feel our body melt into the floor. We're so relaxed. And then we're going to breathe, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And I'm going to leave you with a few moments of silence while you just rest here. And I'm going to just read a very short piece by Sheng Yen, who is a monk, Buddhist monk. Be soft in your practice. Think of the method as a fine silvery stream, not a raging waterfall. Follow the stream. Have faith in its course. It will go on its own way, meandering here, trickling there. It will find the grooves, the cracks, the crevices. Just follow it. Never let it out of your sight. It will take you. And I invite you now to feel some watery energy on the tips of your fingers, the tips of your toes. Feel that watery energy flowing over you, cooling that fire in the belly that we've stimulated in our Manipura class. And you're inhaling and exhaling. You might be shifting your body onto your side, or you might decide you're just going to stay there for the day. Say, what the hell? Inhaling and exhaling, you're going to turn your way back up into the world and join me to thank you for spending this time together with all of us. The teacher in me salutes the teacher in you. The perennial student in me salutes the perennial student in you. And if there is merit from this practice, we can think about where we want to share this merit, how we want to move into the world to make it a better place. Thank you. Namaste.